April 8th, we're going to do these problems. The problems are in the end of the chapter questions for chapter 8, which is fiduciary funds. I'm going to try to get through this pretty quick. I always say that, and it ends up being longer, but I think today will be kind of quick. I got a level 11:15 meeting anyway, so let's see what we can do. Let's start with a quick message from Jody Wheeler, who lives in Tucson, Arizona. Okay, so this is Wednesday, April 8th. A quick little devotion for the day, or a little story to get us in the right kind of a mood. It says a war zone is an area where conflict is ongoing. Inside that zone, there is disorder and disarray. Sometimes we feel as though we are living in a war zone. Life gets hectic, chaotic, and messy. We may be tempted to run away from it all. The good news is that God gives us peace, but we may have to seek out a peace zone. We need to find a place to be alone with God and seek divine peace to carry us through the day. One's peace zone may be a closet, a bedroom, a patio, or even a bathroom. It doesn't matter what we choose. The important thing is that we set aside time to seek God. In turn, God will strengthen us with a peace that passes understanding to enable us to get through the battles of everyday life. Seeking God each day helps keep the chaos at bay. So very good. From Tucson, Arizona, that was Jody. So if you're going to notice when we get to the quiz, they're going to kind of follow this, but not exactly. But there's not a whole lot of problems within Chapter 8. They don't ask us to do financial statements in the problems at the end. So, and I guess this is a good thing. There's not as many problems as there. Oh, let me change the screen info real quick, or the 1 second. I forgot to do something. All right, let's see what we got. The stream info is wrong. I might get some students in here I don't want. I mean, they would quickly find out that it's the wrong course, but it's okay. Here we go. Oh, actually, it's actually not too bad. Let's see, this is 4340, not 4310, which is most of you guys anyway. Well, I guess you guys can see that, can't you? Let me get that over here. And you can close this up. Chapter 8, part 2 of 2. Here we go. Alright, I feel better now at least. Now you can I got the quiz up. I've got the chapter 4 assignment up, which is really a fairly lengthy chapter 7 problem, and then a couple of discussion questions or short answer questions from chapter 8. So it shouldn't be too bad once you get past the chapter 7 problem. It's like some entries and statements for a proprietary type fund. Anyway, so let's do our question as well. Our question for today, for discussion 2, for the week 2 discussion, week 3 discussion. I'll try again. Week 3, question 2. There we go. I want you to try to name a fiduciary fund within your county, assuming that there is one. There should be, probably at least one. So go into the CAFR for your county that you live in. Tell me the county first. So, what was it? I think it's James. I think he's over there in Horry County. I think maybe Florence County. I'm not sure. But put the county and then put the fiduciary fund if there is one. There should be. If there is not, then you can go state level and find one. But you should be able to find one in the county level. So, name me a fiduciary fund for your county in the week 3, question 2. All right, let's look at this problem. Let's get her done. Okay, 3 problems, right? But they're all connected together. They're all interconnected. See the little lock down here. It is entries that you'll see in some of these tax custodial fund entries. We're gonna do both sides of the entries. The tax collector and then the receivers. If that wording's not quite right, but you get an idea. let's look what we got. So it's the county collector of Suncoast County is responsible for collecting taxes, property taxes levied by governments and funds of governments within the boundaries of the county, to reimburse the county for estimated administrative expenses, the operating the tax custodial fund. There is a 1.5% charge for these collections. So the total amount deducted is added to collections for the county and remitted to Suncoast County General Fund. Okay. So here's the levy. Okay. So the county general fund is $10.3 million. Town of Bayshore is 4.8. The school district is 6.5, and then the other towns 3.1. Okay. So you got the breakdown there. And to facilitate this problem, you see what I've done is I went into Excel. You might have already seen it. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's zoom up a little bit. Let's do 150. That might get too big, but we'll see. Okay, but it's a lot easier on the eyes at least. Okay, and so what I've got here is I've got the levy. This is the original levy that we're talking about. And then up here I've got, go back to the problem. We're talking about the first 6 months of collections, and we're going to deal with that first, okay? So the first 6 months of collections totals $13.7 million, okay? And so what I did was I said, okay, well, I know I'm going to have an administrative fee of 1.5%. Let's go ahead and calculate that up here. So here's the $13.7 million. Here's the 1.5%, and this is the product of those two, right? So it's, if you look at the formula, it is J2 times J3, which is what you would expect, okay? $205,500 will be the administrative fee, and that will go to essentially the tax collector's office to pay for salaries of the tax collectors and office supplies, essentially. Okay. So this is the breakdown of the levy. Okay. Now this is, remember, we collected $13,700,000. So we're going to apportion those collections to the each respective county. Okay, so we got to figure out how to allocate this $13.7 million. So we need to find out the percentages of the levy, right? So we'll do some easy formulas here. We'll do the 10.3 divided by the total levy. Uh-oh. We got to make this percentages. Let's do that. Let's see, home. I love Excel. Excel is good stuff. A percentage, two decimal places. Okay, so 41.59% is the general fund. Okay, here we go. This divided by the total levy. Okay, just doing some easy formulas to figure out the ratio or the proportion amount of the levies. Okay, and these should equal pretty darn close to 100%. It may be off a little bit by rounding. We'll see. Okay, looks like it works out perfect. All right. Anyway, if not, it's rounded. It's rounded perfect at least. Okay. So now we can apply these percentages to the levy. Right, and then we also got to figure out what to do with this thing. Okay, this 205. All right, so let's go back to the problem first. It says here that 13.7 million of the taxes were collected during the first half of the year. Okay, so our first entry for the this entry will be to record that wait a minute, what is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we need to do the full levy. We haven't done that yet, okay? So we're going to collect, this is the tax custodial fund. So everything that comes in is got to go out to somebody else, okay? So when we record it's kind of the budget, the receivable for the whole year, we need to put in the full amount of the levy here. So this would be what, 24,843,000. That's not right. Let's try it again. 20. Oh, come on. 24,834. Okay, so this is that first entry. Let me type it in and explain it real quick. Okay. So this is going to be, you know, when we figure out how much the entire levy is going to be, we need to record that as a receivable, right? Receivable, and again, it's for the other funds. It's not for us, but it's for the other funds, okay? But we want to be able to account for it in the tax custodial fund. So here's our receivable in the fund, but this is all due to somebody else. None of it's really ours. We're just the custodians of it. So let's see, due to other funds in government, okay? So it's all due to somebody else, but it's going to kind of come into and then right out of this fiduciary fund, okay? So here is the initial beginning of the year. We know that this is kind of like almost like the budget, kind of, but it's a receivable instead. So in other words, we know how much we're going to collect during the year, so we can go ahead and put it in and go from there, okay? At the end of the year, these should both be darn near zero when we're all said and done. And then it says, record the current taxes collected during the year. Well, okay, so this is the first 6 months cash has come in, so this will be cash of $13.7 million. Okay, and this is going to directly reduce that receivable that we set up at the very beginning. So the taxes receivable will get the credit here and be lowered by $13.7 million. Okay, now that's the easy part of it. Okay, but now we got to allocate. Okay, in these next couple of entries. All right. So remember, number one, where you have this is essentially just recording the levy as a receivable to the fiduciary fund. Okay, so we got to record this levy. Well, actually, it's several levies, right? It's 4 different levies. Well, actually, this is more than one town. But anyway, these levies are going to be receivables to the tax custodial fund, and it's not revenue because it's not their money. Instead, it's a liability to go to other funds. And then B, okay, to record that half-year collections, this would be the cash of 13.7, and we're going to subtract it from the receivable. Okay, and now we're ready to kind of say, okay, well, let's break down that 13.7 million and go from there, okay? I think is my number wrong here? It is. We'll have to come back and revisit this here in a minute. All right, anyway, it's fine. Because not all of that is going to get the fee. I'll explain in a minute. All right, that's fine. But so let me get rid of this. Let's get rid of this for now. All right. So we got the $13.7 million. We're going to allocate it the collections as we see here. Okay. So of the $13.7 million. Okay, so at the $13.7 million, the amount that goes to the general fund is going to be 41.59%. Okay, the amount that's going to go to the yeah, it's fine. Dang it. Let's see. The amount going to the town of Bayshore will be 2.6. 669.082, and then we got to do another allocation here, which is times 26.37%. Okay, we're making progress. There we go. Times 12.56. All right, so here we go. This should be our collection, right? This should equal our 3.7 million here when we do this math here. But we're not quite done yet. Again, I botched that fee at the beginning. Let's fix it now, okay? So we've got our 13.7 here, okay? But now some of this, these 3 collections here. Let's do the wording. The custodial fund deducts 1.5% from the collections for the town, school district, and other funds. So not the county general fund. And that's where I messed up to begin with. Let's fix it now, though, okay? So what we've got is these three guys are going to get that fee. Let me type it in as a percentage. I'm gonna have to adjust it. Let's see. This might look. This is going to take. Give me a second here. Let's see. Let me get this set up right. I got to change the numbers too. It's going to be like hundreds of percents because it's the way I got it. Okay, so it's 0.015, 0.015, 0.015. There we go. Perfect. All right. So this is going to be the fee charged. Okay, so let's figure out the fee for the city of Town of Bayshore. Okay, that's their fee. Here is the school district's fee, and here is the fee for the other towns. Okay, so the total administrative fee. All right, let me see. Okay, is $120,026. Okay, and so here we go. All right. So let's figure out what's due to who. Okay, so this fee is going to get added to. This is where it gets kind of confusing, right? The 120 will get added to the general collection. Okay, so we're going to put that. I'm going to put that 120 here. Let's do it like this. Okay. So this will be the due to other. Oh wait, not here. Let's put due to. Okay, so here it's going to be this plus the collection fee. Okay, and then the other ones, it's going to be the levy minus. Maybe we got to subtract out the fee for these guys, right? Okay, now I think we're in the right spot now. Let's see, equals this should still equal that 1.13.7 million. All right, finally. Okay, now what you see. So this is what the this is the allocation of the 13.7 million times 41% is this number. Then we're going to add to it the collection fee that's assessed to these three other funds, okay? Or these three other parts of the custodial fund that are going to be getting due tos, okay? Here's the 13.7 times the 19.48 is this number. Then we're going to, to figure out the amount of the fee, it's going to be right here. And you see how we subtracted it from over here, okay? And the same thing for the other two. 13.7 times 26% is equal to this number. There's the amount as a fee. Subtract them to figure out the due to that school district. And the same thing for the due to other towns. The same way. Very good. Okay. Now, let's go back to our problem. Okay, now we can do some work here. So it says here, record the liabilities due to all funds and governments at the end of the first half of the year, okay? So that's the 13.7. It's all due to another fund. What is this, debit? Yes, okay. So here in A, you see that we set up the liability, this big 24 million liabilities is due to other funds. Now we're going to take 13.7 out of that as a debit, right? So we're going to debit that due to other funds. Okay, by the $13.7 million. Okay, and now we got to have our, it's got to go to those four governments, if you will, within here. So due to county, due to town, due to school district, and then due to these other towns. Okay, so we'll do due to county. There we go. Due to county general fund. Due to town of Bayshore. Good. Due to, what does it say? Suncoast School District. Good. Now this one here took me a while to figure out, but this last one here, this I typed in other, doesn't work. It's funny, they made it due to various. Okay, so you have to kind of look through the list and say, oh, there it is, duh. But yeah, so and we're going to use the numbers that we're going to use will be these numbers, okay, right here. Okay, let me move to the side so I can look on both screens to make this a little bit easier. Okay, let's see, make that big. All right. So due to county was 5818295. Due to the town of Bayshore 2629046. Due to the school district was 3557903. And then due to various towns, I got a snoring dog underneath me. 1694 757. Now let's see if we're right there. Okay, so that's that, and that's those numbers there. Let's see. Okay, now I think if you round it, you'll be off $1 somewhere. Well, I rounded it, so I'm off. My dollar is off, but it's got it built in there, and it's gonna be rounding errors. So there's the actual setting up the individual due tos. Once we've collected that money and we've done the allocation. Okay, and now we're ready to pay those out. Okay, we're going to pay them out next in our next spot here. So we're going to have we're going to debit all these for that same amount, and then we're going to have a credit to cash. All right. So let's do that next. So here we go. Oh, don't do that! Don't do that! Goodness, I almost messed it up. All right, there we go. So here we got due to the county. Town of Bayshore, due to school district, and then the towns. I saw if you type in the word town, right, you'll see it. Right there we go. And then we got cash is what's going out here. That cash is going to be that $13.7 million. Let's get that breakdown in again from Excel. Let's try this one more time. Okay. Due to county is 5818295. See Bayshore 2629046. 3577903. Then finally 1694757. All right. That's those numbers again, right? I just put it in my side screen since I can do that here. I can't do it at school on my laptop. But I can do it here. Check my work. Uh-oh. Let's see what I got there. Must be a rounding issue. 35. Oh, I got a bad number, right? 3557. I got 3577. All right, let's fix it. There we go. Much better. Now it says record additions and deductions by the custodial fund. This is kind of like doing the revenues and expenses, but it's kind of wonky because it's fiduciary fund. Essentially, so we've got the account for the administrative fee, and mine might show up wrong because of rounding. We'll see. And also we have payments to other funds, and also we have our collections, which is kind of our revenues. Okay. Yes, I hear you. All right. So these numbers here are payments, right, to other funds. So those are payments. Obviously, we're paying out our liabilities to the other funds. Okay, this is going to be what administrative fee, right? And then we're going to have the rest. No, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So remember, we are the general fund, essentially. I mean, the tax collector is kind of within the general fund. So this $120,000 is going to the general fund. So we need to account for the collections for other funds down here in this bottom section. So this is something that is, I didn't really explain it. It's in the book. If you look close, you start getting these additions and deductions. So let's just look at it as together, okay? Deductions, okay, administrative fee, and deductions, payments of property taxes to other governments. And then we got additions, property tax collections for other governments. Okay, so the property tax collections for other governments, well, that's this right here, right? That's these numbers combined. Okay, so if I were to add those together, and you can see it down here in the bottom corner. Let's go ahead and do that formula. Okay, if I did my collections for my other governments, it would be these 1, 2, 3 numbers combined, and you'll get this 8,107,1731. Okay. So that can go here, 8,017,31. Okay. Now the administrative fee, I'm going to use my fee, which is this number here. I might get this might get pinged because it's off by $1 compared to the other book, the book. But I'm going to use my number of 120026. Okay, which is what I calculated. And this could have a rounding error, and it's fine. And then the actual payments to other counties will be these numbers. Let's put that formula down here too. Equals sum. The actual payments. Okay. 7,081,000. Okay, 705. So let's type that in. 7,081,705. I think that's right. Yes. Okay, it's a rounding thing, okay? And it's ridiculous that this is the book. This is Connect working for you. It allows for being $1 off and above this, but down here it doesn't. So it's a $1 rounding error. So let's fix it by $1. I'm gonna take $1 away from the fee and add it to the one below it. So let's do that first. Well, let's do that real quick. So I'm gonna subtract $1 here. It's a rounding error, right? And I'm going to add it to this one. Very annoying. That's all it was. This is a $1 rounding error. Okay, so that's the entries there. So this one here is just kind of breaking down. And now the reason that we don't see the $5.8 million for the general fund is because up here at the top, it is the county collector of Suncoast County, so they kind of are a function of the general fund. So we have to account for the ones that's going to other separate governments, okay, as opposed to the general fund. All right, let's go to number. Are we complete and correct now? Let me check my work real quick. Yes, okay. Now these other ones should be a little bit quicker since we got all that pre-work done in Excel. So now we want to do the entries for the Suncoast General Fund, okay? The Suncoast General Fund. We want to do the entries for the General Fund, all right? So what does it say? It says here, begin with the tax levy entry, assuming 4% of the gross levy will be uncollectible. Okay, so the levy is right here. There's our levy. Okay, 10.3 million, 10,333,100,000. Okay, I said that horribly. I'm sorry. So our receivable, taxes receivable, will be that $10,333,000. Hey, I said it right at the time. Good. Okay, that's going to be the levy. Now we're going to have like an allowance for uncollectible taxes. What is it? Allowance for uncollectible taxes current. Okay, which will be 4% of that. So let me get my phone out here for a calculator. So I got that 10 million. Oh, 10,333,000. Okay, there's that number there. Times 0.04. Ooh. Okay. And so there's what it equals, right? So that's our allowance. 413,320. This would be an allowance. Oh, it's going to do it as estimated. Uncollectible. There you go. Estimated uncollectible current taxes. Okay. And then our revenue would be the difference of those two. Oh, I typed it in totally wrong. Try it again. One more time. I saw it before I hit the button that time. Okay. So this will be our revenue. Will be 9,919,680. Okay. Finally. Okay. So there's us recording the receivable and the uncollectible amount. Okay. So there's that. That's recording the levy. Now what's it say here? Record the liabilities due to all funds and governments at the first half of the year. Okay, so remember, this is going to be modified accrual accounting. So there really is nothing to do until the resources are received. So we won't set up these, like due from the general. Well, we are the general fund, so we're not going to say due from custodial funding like that. We will wait till the money actually comes in. So there'll be no entry required here. We get to see, okay, record the foregoing transaction that affected the Suncoast General Fund. Okay. Again, we're going to wait until the resources actually come in. So we'll wait for the cash to come in. So we'll do nothing here as well. And then finally, when we record the cash coming in, okay, here's that cash. Okay, here's that cash. Let's go to our Excel spreadsheet. Remember, the general fund received 5,100,000. This is what they received, right? So it's 5,818,295, right? Is that what it said? 295. 295. Okay. So that's the cash that we received. Okay. And then we're going to actually have what? We have to write down our tax receivable. Okay. And that's going to be the actual, we don't want to count the collection in that. We want to collect, we want just the receivable amount here. So this number here. Okay. So that's going to be what, 5, 6, 9, 8, 269. And then we'll have that revenue. It actually tells you it's collected fees here. And the collection fees that I had was what, 120,026. All right. That's the collection fees that goes to the general fund. Okay. So that should be that one. Okay. So we record the receivable, and then nothing to do until the cash comes in. Nice and easy. This is the general fund for the county, okay? And because the collection fees go to the county, it's going to be revenue to the county. Easy, all right? Well, hopefully it's easy. Now let's go to number 9. It's kind of the same thing, but we're going to do it for Town of Bayshore, okay? So Town of Bayshore, that's going to be this number here. and it's going to be 2% uncollectible as opposed to 4%. Okay, so in other words, it's almost the same thing. It'll be a little different at the very bottom too. So let's start off by doing our, putting the receivable. Let's see. So we got our taxes receivable here. Taxes receivable current. Okay, it's gonna be the full levy, the 48400 or whatever. 484000123. That's too many zeros. Okay, that looks good. We got our allowance for uncollectible. Okay, so we're going to multiply that times 2%. Get my calculator back out. 4840000 times 0.02. So the uncollectible amount there is $96,800. And then our revenue will be the difference. About $4,743,200. Okay, that's good. Now we go to Part B. Record the foregoing transactions that affected the Town of Bayshore's fund. Okay. I guess we're kind of following this. We don't have to, like I said, we don't do anything until the cash comes in. Okay, record the liabilities are due to. Again, so these first B and C again are going to be no entries until the cash comes in, is in the last part. Okay. And then here's the cash coming into the town. And that's going to be, we got to lower the taxes receivable. And then also we're going to have an expense now, right? Expenditure or expense. There you go. Expenditure for the collection fees. All right, let's go back and look at our slideshow one last time here. Town of Bayshore, okay? The actual amount of cash collected is right here, okay? This is the cash collected for that journal entry. So, I can't do this. Can I do this? Can I do this? I think when I start typing, it's gonna go to the back of the screen behind this. So, 2629046. 2629046. Did I get it right? Looks good, okay? And this is how much we have to lower the receivable by, okay? So 2669082. So 2669082. And finally, this is our collection fee, right? $40,036. $40,036. Bada boom, right? Oh, didn't like something. Oh yeah, this needs to be a debit for sure, right? This needs to be a debit. It's just got him out of. I got him walked out here. Let's fix this. It's not revenues either. That was smart. Oh, the number's wrong too. Wow, I messed this all up. Oh, wait, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is a different problem. This is part D. Okay, here we go. So yeah, let's fix this. So taxes receivable current 2669082. Okay. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. This needs to be a debit. Wow, that was brilliant. Okay, much better. Remember, expenditures is an expense. It needs to be a debit, not a credit. And this, when I hit check and work, I should slide it up and fix it. Okay, let's check it now. There we go. Much better. I was thinking too much of the previous problem as opposed to what's really going on. But anyway, you see it there. So that's going to be the collection fees is expenditure. Okay, and the cash. There we go. Much better. Any questions? Oh, well, I can't answer questions, right? Because there's only one person watching. But hopefully, you got any questions you can go answer real quick or shoot me an email. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So that should get you through Chapter 8. Remember, our problem is to find the fiduciary fund in your county. And tell me your county plus the fiduciary fund. And we'll go from there, guys. We'll see you guys. We're going to go ahead and break it down till next week. We'll do Chapter... Oh, I think we're taking a skip, right? We'll see what it is. It'll be out there. It's on the syllabus. It's not... reporting. We're skipping down to either colleges, universities, or healthcare, and we'll talk about that on Monday. Okay, so you guys have a great weekend. Any questions, email me. I got the Unit 4 assignments up. I think it's due on like Tuesday night, so you got 2 extra days to do that. That one problem might be a little lengthy, the first part of the problem, and then it gets like 2 small short answers after that. Have a great weekend. See you next week. God bless. Goodbye.